I really feel 2025 has made one thing very clear, that this year will be highly unpredictable, except for one thing. And that is, this is the year of disrespect. Disrespect, not just any type of disrespect, public disrespect. We're just in the first month, and I'm sure you can already think of a couple of moments you've been like, this is another level of disrespect. It's all a part of the year. And so is this. This fits in perfectly if you haven't noticed already. This is a wife who decided to Photoshop out her husband's face and replace it for her crush. If you can tell there, she's responding back to a message and a comment someone left that says, I think she is trying to manifest him. Who's him? Well, that's the celebrity's face who's been replaced there, where her husband should be. She wants him to be the daddy of her kids, right? She wants him to be the man who impregnate, let's just call it for what it is. That's what you're saying here. You wish he was the one who was busting the cheeks and gave you those kids. Now you might be saying, Chisha, come on, man. You're always taking things too far. There's no way she wants him to be their daddy. Keep watching. Keep watching. The disrespect is crazy. But first, who is Aaron Pierre? Aaron Pierre is an English actor whose name I may be slaughtering here because I really don't know much about him. I think I've got a photo here. By the way, guys, am I tripping about this? Is this something that's not a big deal? If you're a guy who's in a relationship, you got a girl, maybe you're engaged, fathershaverights.com, by the way, to get the #1 guide to drafting a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement for free. Use offer code REVIEW. You're welcome. Or maybe you're married like myself. Am I tripping to look at this and be like, this is highly disrespectful? And let me know, right? I appreciate the fact that sometimes I know I differ with you guys when it comes to opinions and stuff. And it's the coffee pot and we all drink coffee. And I'm willing to accept it. If I'm like, maybe I'm the only one that thinks this is highly disrespectful. But this is the guy. A lot of chicks like him, particularly black women, really think he's very attractive. And here's the thing, though. There's nothing wrong with admiring an actor, whether you're a man or a woman, right? We all have our favorite female actors as guys. We've had them ever since maybe you were young, or maybe that changed over time. That's not what this is about. This is about public humiliation. And that's what this is. A little bit about this actor is when it comes to, like black male actors, what I've noticed is they have to go through the different phases of approval. They have to go through the fire. The first question everyone wants to know is, does he date black women? Is he like Chisha Zed and has a beautiful black wife? Well, Chisha, we don't care about you. Okay, whatever. But they have these checkpoints, right? And that's the first thing they wanted to know. I personally think this is funny because as like I've always said, don't make a big deal out of people dating outside of the race. But like 30% of the fangirls fell off after this picture came out. This is like when they went to go search for pictures of Michael B. Jordan with white chicks, and they were like, no, of course he is, right? But if he wasn't in an interracial relationship, and again, it really doesn't matter, but if he wasn't, then it would be, is he a simp? Does he know that he must bow down? You know who passed all those checkpoints with flying colors? That would be someone like Russell Wilson. You know who's an example of someone who did not? That would be someone like Jonathan Owens, right? We like that, yeah, you're an NFL player, even though we complain that they never date black women. We love it, but you got to bow down. That's that, just a side note. And so you guys might be asking, Chisha, you're making a big deal out of this whole thing, and we don't really see the problem with this photo. I think it's madly disrespectful. Let's see what the comments have to say down below. I'm sure the women all think it's funny because most of them are unmarried. This top comment says, my type of delulu. So being delusional about a man who's not your husband is acceptable. And being publicly just open about that is acceptable. Maybe. Another person who says, that's actually sad. Oh, shit. Here's somebody who agrees with me. They're saying this is sad. She responds and says, don't be sad, baby. Wow. Somebody else who says, the husband after being replaced. The crying emoji. Another person who says, girl, such a beautiful family. What are you talking about? Aaron Pierre is my daddy. Oh, so here comes back to the daddy conversation. And when you thought I was being a little bit overboard with my illustration, she decided to take it a step further. How did she do that? How can you possibly take it a step further? Well, she released this next video of her making her kids call him daddy on camera. Yes, I know. Check it out.
Say, Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy.
Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy.
Yeah, Olivia, Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy. Yeah, when y'all go back to school on Tuesday and somebody asks you who's your mom and your daddy, say Shannon, but then say Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy. Everybody, Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy. Yeah, Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy. One more time. Hey, Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy. Very good, very good.
And this is why I personally always say that when you guys think of marriages today and you see marriages that work in a way that you would not be comfortable with, it's usually the type of marriage that thinks stuff like this is funny. The type of marriage that we're in an equal partnership and we run the house together, right? My husband can take a joke, or they'll try to convince you that he's the man of the house and he's following all the instructions. And if you don't understand how those intersect and kind of tie in together, then, keep watching more content here on the Coffee Pod. It makes sense. All right. Top comment. Wow. See, I'm actually happy to see that the top comment is someone just being blatant and honest and saying, this is so disrespectful. Somebody else here said, relax. You see, guys, this is why, are you going to say, Chisha? Yes, I am. This is why men are important. They think this whole thing's a joke. Relax. It's not that big of a deal. Here's another person who says, I think she is trying to manifest him. Manifest him into her life. Here's somebody else who says, Aaron Pierre, that's my father. Another person who says, Aaron Pierre reposted. He reposted it. Nah. I don't think so. Did he? No, I don't see him on here. I think maybe that person might just be talking. Somebody else who says, I don't think they were convinced. Another person who says, ABC to adopt me, Aaron Pierre. Oh, brother, this isn't okay. See, the men are chiming in and being like, there's no way a man who has any self-respect would be okay with this type of, the key word here is public humiliation. Sure, when you're in your own private time, people joke around. They'll send memes. They'll be funny. Sometimes you'll cross the line. But to get on here and publicly humiliate your husband like this is outrageous. It's nuts. So as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, not many husbands would be okay with this. And I found more people who were giving their take on this. One particular content creator is featured on the Coffee Pod a few times. Let's check it out.
Say, Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy.
Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy.
Yeah, Olivia, Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy. Yeah, when y'all go back to school on Tuesday and somebody asks you who's your mom and your daddy, say Shannon, but then say Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy. Everybody, Aaron, Pierre, that's my daddy. Yeah.
If this is what it means to be a real man, to be a provider man, to be an alpha man, to be a man that all the women want. I want no parts of it. I'll be the most beta sassy ass around this. Like the I told y'all, there's a lot more Travis Hunters walking around than y'all think there is. But let me guess, it's all jokes, it's all fun. He's just so secure, and he's just she know what he got at home, right? That's what y'all gonna run with. Just imagine a married man, hell, myself, right, getting on this very app, and I'm over here fangirling over stitch photoshopping my family portrait and taking my wife's face and replacing it with Taylor Rook's face, saying, "Oh, getting my kid, my son, my little raggedy son, and be running around all the time," and my daughter say, "Yeah, Taylor Rooks is my mommy." Like, really?
It's weird. It's weird. There's really no way of there's no other way of really looking at this other than it's weird. And I do think if a man did do that, come on, we already at this point we know the reactions would be crazy, right? The comments would be, "Please don't let this type of love find me," or all that shit they like to say.
Really? Wouldn't be all jokes and laughies, then would it? Like, do y'all not like the men y'all be with? Do y'all not be respecting the men? Like, what would make you get up? Like, is clout that addictive to y'all? Is laughs and giggles from strange women who probably don't even have a man that important to y'all? Or y'all men just be built like Charmin that they just like they just let y'all do this shit? My wife would never. Like, not even as a joke, because we all know there's a little bit of truth. Like, she would be the same type of chick that would sit there and let Usher sit there and throw goddamn cherries at his show.
We had that conversation. Exactly.
Too many of these women think it's okay to do shit like this because, oh, it's a celebrity. It's all fun because it's a celebrity. If she'll do some shit, do and say shit like this, jokey over a celebrity, you don't think she... Okay. All right. Hey, hard head make a soft ass, though. But hey, I'm sure he's just a secure provider alpha man, and I'm just a beta sassy male.
All right, let's check out some of these comments. What do you guys think of what was said there? See what the people have to say. This first commenter says, "Imagine working a 13-hour shift and seeing your girl doing this." Man. Somebody else here says, "Be careful who you make baby mama." Let's see. Another person here added, "Provider men coming back to this." Here's the thing. It would be one thing. It would be something completely different if this was actually a baby mama. If this was like your baby mama doing this, or some bitter chick you used to deal with who had one of your kids, and you participated in that, obviously, and should have been more careful, and now you got to suffer the consequences. No. This is not that. This is a supposed wife, right? Another person here says, "Are we dead ass?" Another person here added, "May this love never find me." Another person here says, "Nah, because why in the F would Aaron Pierre go for someone with 3 whole kids?" Another person here added, "I rebuke this," so on and so forth. And so it's good to see that there are people here who kind of look at this and think that this is crazy. She actually responded and left what I think is the most cringe response that you could give to this whole situation. I'll let you guys hear it yourself.
Guys, it's me, the trifling deadbeat mother of Aaron Pierre's kids. On a side note, on some serious stuff, y'all don't know even what you're talking about. First of all, TikTok is not a real place. Let's just say that. I could tell you right now that Aaron Pierre reached out to me and said that he wanted to bring me and my family out to LA, and y'all would believe me, okay? So TikTok is not a real place. I could tell you whatever I want and you guys will believe me. 99% of the things that are shown on TikTok are not real. So that goes with saying that you don't know what you're talking about. Me and my husband plotted this out. We came up with this strategy before we even posted Aaron Pierre, that's my daddy, because he said it was genius and we would probably get some money for it. So I posted it, got 1 million views now, and guys are pushing it out. You're doing exactly what we said was going to happen. So the picture.
This is like the most middle school response to, yeah, you're doing exactly what I wanted you to do. It was all part of my plan. Stop, bro. Stop. You're on TikTok. You're on TikTok, man. You take it seriously, obviously so, because you're bragging about the video and the money you're going to make from that.
That I posted of my family and copied a face of Aaron's on it because I can't believe y'all think that's real and posted it. That is bringing attention by you saying that he deserves more and he deserves better. In the background, he's rubbing his hands like Birdman, waiting for that check to come in.
People get paid from TikTok. They do. I think I wouldn't say it's as lucrative as she's probably making it sound, that one video. I guess the question here is, when I was looking at the video, it got like what, 1 million views. Is your pride as a man, as a husband, worth a few $100s? I mean, even if the video got more views than that and made a few $1,000s, at what point are you willing to embarrass yourself to this extent? I'm just asking a general question here. How much is your pride worth? She's basing this off, you guys are playing right along. We plotted this. It would make us money. Why doesn't he? I'll tell you what, if it's true, then I need to see a video next where he's embarrassing her to the same extent. Then we'll be like, oh, okay, they just make fools out of each other in that household, right?
Like, do y'all understand how this works? So keep going. Please keep watching, keep reposting, keep commenting, keep dragging me, because it's only going to do what? Bring more attention to my page. See y'all on the other side.
It's funny because people think that attention is this thing that makes money, and it does. It does. But what's important is consistency, and you end up kind of being known for what made you go viral in the first place. What do you mean by that? I mean, if people start off doing pranks, for example, or let's say you're doing pranks on your husband, people know you for that. You'd be like, oh, there's the chick that does pranks on her husband. What is she doing now? Oh, embarrassing her husband again. Like, are you going to continue that? Is he ready for that? If so, shit. I'd agree with the fact that most men aren't willing to be in that type of a position. Moving on. Of course, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Now, I'm not one to ever disrespect my elders. I really am not. But if you ever see an older brother on TikTok from this angle, just know that you're about to see what I like to call some generational simping going on. Generational simping. This angle in particular, right? When one of these OGs learns how to use TikTok and realizes that they could start simping on there, and you see this angle, just best believe there's going to be some serious simping going on. This video is captioned, "Men, please stop asking women this."
I've been on this earth 55 years, and I have never, ever heard a real say, young lady, what do you bring to the table? Can y'all please stop that goofy shit in 2025? I have never heard a dude with high testosterone ask a woman what you bring to the table. Ever. This conversation I have just heard in 24. I have never, ever heard a real say, a young lady, what you bring to the table. We build tables. What kind of men are y'all? I promise you, this low testosterone level of men that's out here today, I don't know where y'all came from. I ain't never. Look, I got a young cat right now, one of my little YN. He just bought his woman a Tesla. And all them young cats in his house, I ain't never heard them say none of that. They say where we going out, when we spending money, and how much we gonna spend it. Period. We did it like that. I never heard you goofies till this year, man. Stop that in 2025, man. Y'all making us look real bad. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I've been
It's a perfect example of generational simping. Generational simping. Let's read a few of these comments that are most likely going to be from a bunch of chicks agreeing and a bunch of dudes kind of calling them out, right? Because here's one thing: a lot of you realize there's like a generational lack of understanding when it comes to the modern dating market. By the way, I'm particularly talking about a certain type of older man, because a lot of them do get it, especially if they're still in the dating market and they're humble enough to sit back and kind of listen and improve. You need a bit of humility to adjust, right? And we'll talk more about that later. The top comment here says, "We're not like you old heads, and these women today are gold diggers. That's why we have to ask. We are no goofies, and you are old to be here talking about nonsense." So let's get one thing out of the way that I've said plenty of times, and you all know this. I don't have to repeat this too many times. No one should be asking a woman, "What do you bring to the table on a date?" And if I'm going to be really honest with you, I know these dudes aren't out here asking this question. Online, for the purpose of conversation, like you have online dating talk where people jump straight to the point when it comes to certain situations. You might ask somebody in a podcast and you're watching them and they might say, "Oh, so on a date, I want to know what she brings to the table." He's not going to actually ask her that if he has any game or is in his right mind. He observes, he watches, he listens. Because the type of guy who's asking, "What do you bring to the table?" is so socially detached and unaware, does not understand that you might be unknowingly, or maybe you do identify, but you might be unknowingly putting yourself in a group of men who a lot of modern women totally misunderstand, right? And you're using the same jargon, wordage in real life that's really just like internet talk on a date. And you don't go run a podcast on a date. With that being said, men still want to know what a woman brings of value to the table. Let's read a few of these comments. This chick says, "I've been married 35 years and been on this earth 63 years. I've never seen women as carnal as are now." Oh shit. Oh shit. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was ready to attack. With coffee, of course. We're not violent here on the coffee pot. She goes on to say, "Many only want the D." Oh no, not facts. Oh yeah, we've got a Coco Haney's. Shout out to you. "Many only want the D," she says, "and dollars. I get why men ask this. I am a woman, by the way." Sheesh. 222 likes underneath that. The creator, Generational Simp, comes in and says, "When did God deliver you from carnality? How do you definitively address your carnal self? Why don't you teach these girls?" She says, "I am. The first step is follow the Most High, and a man who follows the Most High. Riding the D carousel is destroying our women." Wow, 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 wow. I think we might have a barista.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
And said, "I asked you for definitive steps that you do." You could tell he liked to argue just based off that video. Let's just keep going. Somebody else here says, "The women these days are different from your day." Yeah. Another one here says, "Oh, due respect, OG, a player needs more from a woman than what's between her legs. So yes, I need to know, what value do you bring to me?" And so the problem with this type of mindset when you do see an OG step in and try to give game or advice is you have to remember that a lot of the time you run into older dudes like this who, while they may understand the game from a macro level, yes, some things don't change about women. But the tools and approaches change, right? The context changes. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, it's like somebody who says, all right, well, I want to build a personal brand, and they're telling you to start a blog. And they're like, listen, you got to start a blog because you need to be online and that gives you traffic. And you're looking at them like, blog? Like, people don't read blogs like that anymore. And they're like, well, they did back in my day. It's like, well, that was your day. Things have changed. Things have definitely changed. Social media is one of those things that have taken things to a whole nother level. Women today are a lot more sexually expressive. A lot of chicks today, based on accessibility through social media, are a lot more delusional about the type of men that they qualify for. And if they don't understand that and can't see the difference, then in many cases, they can lead men astray. They're really out of touch.
I've been on this earth 55 years, and I have never, ever heard a real say, young lady, what do you bring to the table? Can y'all please stop that goofy shit in 2025? I have never heard a dude with high testosterone ask a woman what you bring to the table. Ever. This conversation I've just heard in 24. I've never, ever heard a real a young lady, what you bring to the table. We build tables.
That was tough, That was tough. We build tables, type shit. Tell you what, let's handle this like men. Let me get my lighting right. That's better. You know, the men of this generation are a little softer. We care about the aesthetic of a thing. I tell you what, you don't like how this shit going, and I hear you. I don't know how you know what their testosterone levels are because you ain't take their blood. But let's handle it like men. We got a disagreement. Fight them, young. Ball up your fist and fight them. No? Because you get your ass. All right, why you yelling at 20-year-olds about shit that ain't got nothing to do with shit? That's crazy. You 55, you look 65. No, you probably don't think it because you look at yourself in the mirror every day. It happens to the best of us. You know what I gotta say though? You're not y'all tougher than us. Y'all got it. Y'all more manly. Y'all got it. And while asking a woman straight out, what do you bring to the table, is some goofy shit. It is some cringy shit. I don't think guys are ever asking women that for real. Like in real life. I think they're asking like, well, what do you do? If I get with you, like, what is my life going to look like? Is it going to be a headache and paying for all your bills? Or is it going to be beneficial to both of us? Because
Right.
them men die early. They're 55, looking 65. I don't want to look like that. When I'm 55, I want to be on a vacation with my wife in Puerto Rico, sipping delicious drinks and not even knowing that these kids' apps exist. At the end of the day, if you're not going to beat these young niggas, I suggest you leave them alone. They're dealing with a different type of woman than you was dealing with. So charismatic. Sure you ain't backhand a couple of women back in the day because they talk too much? That was too far. I'm just saying, but that was a general shit back. Well, peers used to beat their wives. A lot of them probably still do. I just got tired of it. Where the whole hot grits trope come from.
He said your peers used to beat their wives. That's not funny, but it is. But it's not, but it is. No, I do not think men should put their hands on women. Focus.
That was too far. I'm just saying, but that was a general shit back. Well, peers used to beat their wives. A lot of them probably still do. I just got tired of it. Where the whole hot grits trope come from. Women was throwing hot grits on y'all because y'all was beating on them. We didn't make that up. Y'all did. Because y'all was beating on them. There's a lot of shit from back in the day y'all want to see stay. You try and force it on people who are living that shit current day. You can't. I know y'all want to see a version of your legacy walking around here in the young men, but it's gone. Give it up. Let it go. You too old to be acting like this.
All right, let's check out some of these comments here. Let's see what people have to say. Top comment here says, OG come from a generation where if they wife mad, they sleep on the couch in the house they pay for. We don't do that around here. Another person here says, he not fighting them YNs. Here's another comment that says, Aunt grew up in a generation where 4-bedroom houses was worth 10 beds. That's funny. Here's somebody else that says, tell Aunt the women are different now. Yeah. It really is something, man. They just don't understand. And don't let one of these OGs actually be married, because then it's worse, right? Then they think if it's worked the last 50 years with this woman right here, then it surely works today, which is kind of nuts.
I know we all seen Unc old ass on here talking about some. I ain't never asked a woman what she brought to the table. Yeah, your tables didn't cost $1,000 plus shipping and handling and tax. What is you like? What do these old be talking about, bro? It don't cost $1,000 a month to take care of a family no more, man. That's why you didn't ask. One job could take care of an entire family. 3 kids, a wife, a side piece with her kid. You could do that back in the day.
Right.
That shit is over with. So yeah, like, duh, you wasn't asking nobody, no woman, what do she bring to the table? The table cost $5.26 with inflation back in your day. Like, what are you talking about? You on here trying to seem big and bad, and you really looking lame as hell. Like, you on here trying to cape for these women, and you lived in a total different time where you were able to get one singular job and take care of a whole family. That doesn't exist anymore. And then y'all always attacking like sexuality, and that's just, it always lets me know how lame y'all be in real life.
That's so true.
I know.
That's so true. That sexuality thing is like the cherry on top, where they'll come at you for maybe you're gay, maybe your testosterone is non-existent. It's nuts. But this whole philosophy is the same thing you see with Steve Harvey philosophy. When he addressed the whole table talk, he said, hey, she is the table because she can make another you. What? So, because her bodily function operates in a way that allows her, without doing anything at all, to have a child, she's somehow special. No effort from her, now, no question about it. All the things we talk about here: character, personality, bodies, yes. Are you a 3 or 4? Do the streets have you by the neck with 2 hands? All that matters.
I think the best relationships, the relationships that last the longest, is when the female is more dominant than the man. I know y'all gonna get in my comments and be like, what? But it's something about that woman being real dominant and mean that's gonna have that man acting right. Like,
This is what you got. This is what's in the grocery aisle. Right there. This is what men are out here dealing with. Chicks who believe that a woman should be the dominant one. Dominant and mean. That's her ideal situation.
I have seen it too many times. Like, I can name so many relationships where it's like that. Like, the woman, she don't play no games. She real dominant. And the man is more like passive. Yeah, baby, go along with her. Those are the best relationships. Like, I feel like when you real soft and you a lover girl, it's something about a man that's just gonna dog that. Like, he gonna take advantage. Like, it's just that dog in him. He gonna just take advantage of it. That's how I feel. I know y'all gonna get in the comments and be like, no, it's not like that. We want somebody feminine. No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. Y'all don't. I'm telling you, the best, the ones that has lasted, I'm talking about 10 plus years relationships, has been that woman who don't play no games. And I'm not saying, you should just be mean to your man or whatever like that. But I'm just saying what I have seen work. That's it. That's all.
So this is an interesting conversation, actually, the more that I think about it. The relationships that she has seen work are the ones where the woman is the dominant person within the relationship. In most cases, that means she really hasn't seen it work. You see, the question I would have there is, are the women who you've seen do this that you know? Are they like you? Are they in their masculine energy? Because if they're like you, then I could see how that works. Now, calling that the best type of relationships is crazy. They're the best type of relationships for masculine women. We've all seen a guy who takes the submissive role within a relationship. I'm sure you can think of one right now. You know that, okay, she wears the pants. While that sometimes happens, to call that the best type of relationships is a bit short-sighted. I think that's what she dreams of. Like, oh man, she wants that. And so she believes it's best for everyone else. Let's read a few of these comments. Top comment here says, be dominant, but still allow him to lead. Be dominant, but still allow him to lead. Oh, this is too perfect. This is exactly what I talk about, guys. This is the type of chick who would try to convince you that her husband's the leader of her household. She'll be like, yeah, my man leads, right? Don't you, Marcus? Yeah. Yeah, she lets me lead, so I lead. Comment here responded back and says, I'm very dominant, but he always lead. Honestly, agree. If you're like trying to say you have a strong personality, you can have a strong personality and still have a man lead you. But you dominating over your man is a whole nother topic. If you're the dominant one when it comes to your marriage or your relationship, then that's a whole nother situation. We've got a chick here that says Capricorn women, just some more delusion there. As a Taurus woman, I agree. Oh, I can't do it. No more zodiac signs. Another chick here says they love us strict ones. Here's somebody else who says it's hard being a fire sign woman. We dominate around here. Yeah, most of you are dominating yourselves and your kids by yourselves. And that's just a sad reality. Most men don't want this. They do not want a highly dominant woman. Here's somebody else who says, I was so disrespected when I was soft-spoken and lovey-dovey. Never again. Another person who says, cancer. Oh, shit. I can't do it. I'm trying, but I cannot. Let's see here. Did she do a follow-up video? Oh, wow. Is this the same chick who made the DL video?
Let's talk about these down low women. Let's talk about the women that try to be your friend only to try to sleep with you. That don't get talked about enough.
This is the same chick that did the DL video who talked about how she always gets approached by these women who think that she's DL. I think it's all coming full circle. I think it's all making sense. Do you guys remember this video?
We talk about DL men all the time, but we don't talk about the women that try to be your friend and they get to know you. Y'all get to hanging out a little bit and they get to throwing their little stuff out there trying to see if you're going to catch it. And you basically let them know, like, look, I ain't like that. You listen to their experiences or whatever, but you let them know that you're not like that.
So that's why. Because they think you're like that. It's that dominant energy. Yo, guys, listen, I straight up went on her profile just thinking, nah, I don't know what we'll see on there. Then I find this. You see, maybe, and this is me not saying women don't go through this, because I reported on like the DL situation with women coming out and saying, you know what, there are a bunch of chicks out here who do hit on women. But the whole time I'm watching those videos, I'm sometimes wondering, because I'm sure they like all types of women, right? The DL chicks or the very openly gay chicks. But sometimes I'm like, why? Why you? Maybe It's because you come across dominant, masculine, and have more of that masculine energy in you.
And next thing you know, they creating a problem because they can't sleep with you. We don't talk about that. We talk about DL men all the time, but we don't talk about these chicks that just want to be your friend and try to sleep with you. And I have had that experience a couple of times. Like, for real. Like, people have
Is
acted
that
as if they
so?
wanted to be my friend, go out, hang out, and then start creating problems once I guess I wasn't catching on to what they wanted to do.
Mm.
You know, or I wasn't, basically I wasn't down with it. And then they create a problem. But nobody don't talk about that. Nobody don't talk about the DL women. Like, this considered cute and sexy, you know, but to me it's not cool. Especially when I'm thinking that we bonding and you my friend.
Right.
And, you know, whole time you just like a dude. You just waiting your turn. You just acting like, you know, at least with dudes you already know for the most part. But with a woman, you thinking, hey, you know, I got me a new friend. And they usually start off on the internet. I noticed that. In your inbox, hey, boo. Oh, you look so cute. Baddie, tens, da da da. You thinking like, okay, you know, sis ain't no hater. You know, she liking my pictures or whatever like that. Cause
Guys, let me know in the comment section, please. Am I tripping? Or do you think there's like a correlation here? Really, I'm curious. She says in that other video that she thinks the best relationships are those where a woman is dominant, is mean. And to me, I'm hearing dominant, specifically that quality. I'm like, that's a masculine quality. Now, having a strong personality is different. People have different type of temperaments. They have different types of temperaments, personalities. You can still embrace your feminine energy. I know met plenty of feminine women who have strong personalities, but they're definitely still feminine. Right? But you're talking about dominant, mean. You know, you're dominating your man. Is it surprising that you carry that energy, or you may carry that energy if she identifies as that, and you now run into situations with other chicks who may think that you might be DL? I don't know. Comment down below. It's a real question. Very interesting. Very interesting turn of events. All right, guys, listen, that's it. Of course, I'm curious to know what you think. Listen, if you're soon to be married or engaged and you are a man, tell me, give me a good reason why you haven't gone to fathershaverights.com. That's fathershaverights.com and gotten the #1 guide to drafting. It's a guide to drafting a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement. If you've ever wondered, just been curious about how would I go about that, since you're someone who values a very risky move in today's modern day, like yours truly, right? You should be over there getting that information for free with offer code REVIEW. I made this for you in particular, with you in mind in particular. Last but not least, to my guys who aren't in Brew Brothers, but you're a father, or you are currently married or thinking of marriage, that's a place you can get community. We also have a few guest speakers coming pretty soon. Who I have coming next is a very seasoned expert in cryptocurrency, and we're doing an introduction to cryptocurrency basics, right? This is for anybody who just isn't sure of what it is. A lot of people who still are very unsure of what cryptocurrency is, how it works, how maybe you can consider benefiting from it. This is not an opportunity. There's no money involved that we want anybody to invest in. It's nothing like that. Nothing. Just literally a conversation and topics where we touch on what cryptocurrency is, how you can get involved if you want to get involved. You know, you've seen like Bitcoin shoot up and down. We know since the change in political climate recently, a lot of people are talking about how this is the year for crypto. And so if you're curious, join Brew Brothers. Now, joining Brew Brothers isn't free, but for the price you spend for like a lunch, you get access to course content that I will be releasing in there going forward. You'll get full access to multiple guests with your continued membership. Listen, I appreciate you all for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.